So the first thing you want to do is I'm actually going to boil some water just in a pot, and then I'm going to add my coffee. The darkness is up to you from what I've seen before. Other people, you know, they make it lighter or darker, and then it'll depend how long you leave your paper in the water. So let's start with that and let's go from there. For my coffee, I'm using about a cup, a little bit more than a cup, just a little bit of this coffee that I bought at the Dollar Tree. This is a pan that I got from Home Interiors a long time ago. But I decided this was the perfect length to soak my paper in. I'm going to do this a little bit different. Like I was telling you, I've watched different ones to get different ideas. But I'm going to do this my way that is easy for me. And you should do the same. So I'm going to try this 1 cup, and then I'll just visualize how dark my coffee is. Let me get my cord here. And I could take you. It's hard to take you guys to the stove and the oven. And so it is starting to boil, so I'm going to go ahead and just have this coffee in here, and then I'm just going to play it by eyesight how dark it is, and then I will let you know if I'm adding more or what I'm doing. But this is what I'm doing. So the paper that I am using for this project is copy paper from Walmart. I think it was like $5.76. You actually get 500 sheets. I don't think I'm going to be doing 500 sheets today, but I will be doing at least enough to start the first journal, maybe 2. So I'm thinking about doing 20 pages of this paper per, I can't think right now, per journal. So I just got to figure out how I want to put it together. So let's see what happens. Now, if you would have used instant coffee, the grinds would have dissolved. But I wanted mine to be a little bit darker for my first time. So I'm using this little strainer that I got at the Dollar Tree. Actually, I love this strainer. You know, it's small and you don't need to take out the big one, and it's with a handle. So I'm going to put a paper towel in here, and then I'm going to strain my coffee. I'll show you that in a second. And then I'm letting it simmer for 15 minutes. So, and then I'm just going to drain it, and then I'll show you how to insert your paper to get it started. So I let this simmer for about 8 minutes. I was just going to do 15, but that is all the grinds right there. But look how darker it is. So I'm really liking this color, very much so. Excuse me. So now all I'm going to do is strain it. And I'm going to use the same measuring cup that I had before. And this is hot, you guys, so be very careful. You can let it cool in the pot if you want to, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to strain it so I had enough liquid in my pan to start dyeing my paper. Sorry, my phone was going off, so I had to answer. So what I did here is I kept going and pouring water, and then I just kind of grab the coffee and squirted out the excess so I don't get any grinds in there. And I think for right now I have enough coffee to get us started, and by this time it's already cooled off, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this coffee staining. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my paper and I'm going to slide them in one at a time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide my paper in and turn it around. You need 2 hands for this, guys. See, it might rip a little bit, but just be careful. Like I said, this is really, I stained tea with tea before, but never did coffee, and I really didn't do like paper like this. So I think the idea that they had was better than what I'm doing. They're putting one at a time, so I'm actually going to put a bunch of them at a time, and then push it down so it covers everything, and then open it up so the coffee goes in between. It's going to make bubbles because it is going between the pages. My oven is set at 180. But I'm going to leave these soaking for a little bit to make sure that I got all of the pages done. I want to make sure you get in between everything. So just take your time, guys. I know this is like my first time with the paper. You know, some of you might be the first time. Make sure your coffee is cooled all the way so you can put your hands in it and you can massage this through and make sure the coffee goes through. So in between this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be cleaning my house. I already vacuumed my living room as I was waiting for the coffee to do its thing. And now I'm just really massaging this paper in the coffee. And this is a good thing to do on a rainy day, so you're not doing other stuff. It looks like it's going through all the pages. So I'm just gonna let this sit. This is what it looks like. So I'm just gonna let this sit for about 15 minutes or so, and I'm gonna recheck it, and then we'll see how dark I wanna get it. So I already have a correction. You want to put your oven at 295. So once you get, I'm going to move this over. Once you get your coffee, your paper all stained up with coffee, you want to kind of flip it halfway, like in the middle, because those have had a chance to absorb more of the coffee. And unfortunately, I only have one pan, so this process is going to take a little time. Just lay it down. Lay your papers down straight, that there's no bubbles. And I'm going to take the second paper. Now I'm going to get more sheets. I went to the Dollar Tree the other day to buy some from them. That way I'm not using, I think there's 2 here. I got to put my glasses on. I think there are 2 stuck together. So whatever that happens, if you feel you got 2, just put them back in and try to take it apart in the pan. And if they don't, maybe I don't have to. Oops, now I ripped it. But that's okay if they rip a little bit. It just gives it more age looking. Now I'm really ripping this one. Okay. So here's the second paper. And you're going to put them in the oven for about 5 to 6 minutes. And let's see what they come out as. So that's what it looks like in a pan. And the rest is still soaking. So it's going to soak as you go. So pick a day that you have time to do this, that you have plenty of pans, not like me. And then some people just lay them on the rack. I don't want to do that. I'm too afraid of a fire, because it could be, you could have, you know, if you put them, you're cooking paper here. So just take the steps to be careful. And I'm going to go ahead and set this in and let's see what happens. So it's coming out of the oven and I'm upset at myself because I did over lap them, so now I have a line in one. But look how beautiful this paper. And if there's tears and stuff, don't worry about that, because you're going to put them in your journal and you're going to have stickers and washi tape and all that stuff. But I am in love. So I'm going to keep going until I'm done the whole pile. Okay, so as I'm doing my paper, I went ahead and printed some black and white images on some of the paper that I have for my copier. And I'm just going to go ahead and set those in the water as well. I mean in the coffee. And I have butterflies. I have this image. And I also have a bird image. And I have this bird image. So I want to see what all of this would look like. And it's hard to do this when you don't have your stand. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this. So I'm going to go ahead and drop these in. Push on it, get some bubbles out. And I have a lot of coffee. I didn't use all of my coffee today. I'm planning on doing more, so I'm just going to keep it like this. So I'm going to have those soak, and I'm going to see what they look like. Now, I got to rinse my hands. Sorry, guys. So I did a few. I want to see if I can find it in my pile. Oops. See, this paper, I think one of the things that I would do better next time is buy a heavier paper. But I do have some images there. And here is all of the paper that I already done. Oh, I love it. There's some rips, but I don't care. I really don't care. And after I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and flatten this out with a book or two, a heavy thing on top overnight, and then we will work on our journal. But I will show you the rest of the ones with the images, and that is the first step is coloring your, or not coloring, but coffee dyeing your paper. Now you can dye doilies or any other objects that you want to. So you make a day of just, dyeing your paper with coffee. So it takes a whole day before you can even, and then you might want to make extra for your other journals that you want to make. So we're calling this the coffee dyeing day. Let's see what else we can do. So I'm still soaking the ones with the images on it. I did do one just to kind of see what it would look like. Look how beautiful. I have an old printer. I believe it's ink or jet. I'll have to look and put it below. But I think, look at that, how beautiful. The camera is not picking up any of those, but do you see this one? How it has all the design of the coffee. Now you can do graph paper too, doilies, ribbon, anything that you want to coffee stain. Pick a day, stain all of your items. I was thinking 20 pages before, but as I'm looking at this pile, it would be a chunky journal. So as I build up my journal, I will tell you how many pages, because you figure one sheet is giving you 4 pages, because you're going to do it in half, so that's 4 per paper. Even 10 papers will give you 40 pages plus all the other ones that you're going to put in there. So really think about that when you are putting these together. But even if the image is sideways like this, I don't care at this point. I really don't care. But the other ones I did change my directions on my printer, and so therefore there it is. But I have one in the oven right now. I will show you right after, and then I will finish these off, and I'll show you all the images after they're all coffee stained. So it's been a long day of drying paper. This is not a easy, fast project. It takes time to get everything coffee dyed. This was a graph paper. As you can see, the blue is coming out. I love all of the patina looking swatches on here. This is the ones that I printed an image on. I love it, love. So this could either fold this way, or I can actually fold it where that image will be on the 4th page. So I love how these images, look how rustic this looks. So for tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all these together, and I'm going to put some heavy books on them, so that way they'll stay together. So these are some of the images. Look at that butterfly, you guys. It's just going to be in the corner. Love. You can put it on this corner. I think I might have not done that one yet. Oh, I have other images coming up. I will show all of you those later on. But for today, for the first, because this is not going to be a series, I'm just going to put it all at one time, depending how long it is. I even took the paper towels that are separated in 3 and all of the coffee stains. So I thought, what a great page to put texture into the journal. So, and these were the other pages. Some are ripped, but I really don't care. Look at this one. Look at all that paper. So I love the way this has come out. It's a long process, you guys. I'm not going to sit there and lie, but the outcome of this, the result is absolutely beautiful. So you only do this like for how many journals you want to make, but I'm just going nuts right now because I just want to have a bunch of paper ready so I don't miss out. So keep watching for more as we build up the paper for making our junk journals. So this is the pile that I coffee dipped today and dried. I know it looks like a lot, but it really isn't. I love the fact that I thought about drying the paper towels to use as well. And I still have some of images here. I just went online and just printed vintage images. There's a little bunny there. There's the Eiffel Tower. There's some birds. There was a bicycle somewhere. An old camera. I think that is going to add... Oh, I love that owl. I should have printed more of those, but I will. So I'm just going to do some as I go. I want a big stack so I don't have to worry about this for a little while. I wish I could see the bicycle. Is it before camera? Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, I can't see the bicycle. I really wanted to show. But anyways, when I do them, I will show you that bicycle. I love the birds as well. Eiffel Tower again. Some have copyright, so you have to be careful on them. Like the Eiffel Tower has prints on it, but I'm hoping with the coffee I'll go away because I really like that Eiffel Tower. But I'm using this for my own. There's a typewriter. There's a dragonfly. Anyways, tons of these. What I'm thinking I'm going to do as well is I'm just going to have a bunch of butterflies and a bunch of dragonflies and bees, and I'm just going to cut them out as I'm going to print them all up and then just dye them, and then I could do cut aparts with those. So just thinking ahead here, but I really need more than this. I also want to do some doilies. I've seen quite a few videos on journaling and they just put a bunch of stuff in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some books on here to flatten it out as much as I can, and let's continue on tomorrow and see where we're at. So this is the next day after this has been sitting all night. Look how small the pile got. I mean, it flattened it out pretty good. I'm gonna take these off. I started on some of the images one, more of them, but I really love the fact that this paper towel turned out that good. This is the graph paper. What I did too is you're gonna find your own methods as you do this. I went ahead and put this on the sheet pan, and then I just took my fingers, dripped it in the coffee, and just made some swatches. I don't know if you can see all that, but you see how it has circles. I mean, I love that. Look at this one. I just dropped some coffee on it. So I'm going to use this bucket and I'm going to put it like graph, images, and the other one. I know I'm going to be making a little bit more than a couple of these journals. So I'm going to make extra paper. Now, if you decide you just want to try it out and see where you're at, you know, if you like it or not, but I think I'm really going to enjoy making these, and I'm going to make kits. So like I said in my intro, I have a lot of ideas for this, and I hope that my video right now is helping you out. There are tons, like I said in my intro, of other videos, but this is my method, and right now I think I'm doing pretty good. Oh, look at this swatch. Oh, I love that. I mean, coffee, paper, and a little bit of your time on a rainy or stormy day. I think summertime is hot to have your oven on. However, what a great what a great time to do this in the winter. I didn't make too much of the graph ones. I'm just going to be doing a bunch of this and putting this together once I have everything that I think I need. So I'm going to keep going with this paper and organizing it in my bin right here. Kind of want to go through some more paper with some of the designs. Look how neat that is. There's that owl. There's a timepiece. That's the bunny. I'm going to see if I can... Bunny. There's that bicycle. Look at the lines in that paper. Even though like this one is ripped, I figure I can cut it and use some of it different ways. So after this, we'll start assembling papers together and starting making journals.